Hi there, Sandra here from the Fashion Entrepreneur Club. Welcome to our training. I'm going to go ahead and open our presentation that we have for you today. We're going to try to make this as short as possible. It's called How to Prioritize Your To-Dos in Your Fashion Business. And the reason we put this training together is because, let me move over here so it's not in the way. Okay, so probably you went through the fashion business quiz, and if you haven't, go ahead, pause this video and go and take your fashion business quiz, because the fashion business quiz is going to give you a lot of clarity. It's going to really help you figure out where you need the most help. Okay, once you do that, right, we send you the resources PDF. And that one, what it does is it provides you really with a lot of ideas and solutions to all those different problem areas. Then what we did is we ask you about your questions. You know, do you have any questions? Are you worried about a specific area? Do you need more support in what area? Which you can do inside the Facebook group, or you can just hit reply in any of the emails and share them with us. And today, what we're gonna do is basically help you prioritize that to-do list, right? Because now you know where you need to work on. You have the resources that would help you work on those things, but you're like, oh my God, I have so many things to do. Where should I put my energy? Well, this is a training that is going to help you figure out where should you put your energy and what should you work on first. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is read this quote to you, because I think it really applies to us as fashion and beauty entrepreneurs. It says, there's nothing more beautiful than someone who goes out of their way to make life beautiful for others. And I think we're all here. Most of our products and services are not, you know, a life or death situation, right? We're really, and excuse me, I need to charge this so we can continue. We're really into the business of making others' lives more beautiful, right? We want them to improve their life. We want them to have a better experience. We want them to feel better, right? That really needs to be front and center all the time, because as we keep working on everything inside the business and it gets stressful and confusing and everything, sometimes we forget this is what we're doing, that we have a bigger mission, and we always have to keep that front and center, right? Then the other thing I want you to understand is that really we are creating something out of nothing, right? We're creating a business, a company that didn't exist before, right? It was an idea in your head, and now you're making it into something physical. Maybe you're creating a product, maybe you're offering a service, and now you have to, you know, work on branding and business cards and all kinds of things, right? That have to be physically here. So it does take a lot of discipline, a lot of focus, and taking action no matter what to bring that from idea to reality. It's just how it is. And even if you're offering a service that maybe already exists, you always infuse your twist, your expertise, the way you do things. So it's actually really new also. Okay. Then the other thing is you have to make sure that you're building a strong foundation that can support everything that you're doing. Okay, so it's not only, you know, wearing all the different hats, especially if you're a solopreneur and you're working on your own most of the time, you know, doing sales, doing attracting leads, you know, overseeing production, whatever it may be. You know, you cannot focus your energy on so many different things, because what's going to happen is you're going to keep going in circles, okay, and you're going to grow a little bit here, a little bit there, but you're not going to have like substantial growth, right, that is going to take you to the next level. So we have to keep that in mind, and we have to understand that we are building a strong foundation, okay, but we really have to work on the right things. Make sure you're working on the right things to accomplish the results that you want. Because if you keep spreading yourself too thin, you're not going to get the results that you want. Okay? So, having said that, we want to talk about here today in this mini training about the 3 business stages, okay? And maybe you have been part of another training or another expert has explained this to you in the past, and everybody has a different perspective, and that's totally fine. We just wanted to make it as simple as possible for you, because once you know in what stage you're in, it's going to be really, really easy to decide this is what I should focus on right now. And obviously at the end of this training, I'm going to tell you straight up, even if you don't figure it out on your own. So we're going to make it super simple and easy for you. So basically, we have 3 business stages, right? There's the startup phase, establishing phase, and the growth and expansion phase. In the startup phase, you're figuring out things, okay? So maybe you're figuring out, what's going to be the name of my business? What am I going to offer? What product am I going to offer? Should I offer 3 services or 2 services? Or maybe you'll come up with a product or with a line of clothing, and you're like, okay, this line, should it be more pieces, less pieces, and that kind of thing. So it doesn't matter. Some people are more in the beginning of this stage and some people are more advanced. They're figuring out different things, but if you're still figuring out things to make the business work, you're basically in that startup phase, okay? Once you graduate from that, you go into the establishing phase. In the establishing phase, you already know what works, what sells, what your customers expect from you, how do you talk to them. You already figure out all those different things. You know how it works, is making money. And now you are hiring people, building teams, and developing systems to make sure that you're building that strong foundation and that things are working properly, right? That you're being more efficient and things are starting to become more automatic, okay? So you're in that stage if that's what's happening to you. Once you graduate from that one, you go into the growth and expansion phase. So in this phase, right, you already figure out how things work. You already have teams and systems in place that are working, nicely and bringing the income, and, you're putting less and less time in the business in that way. Now is the time to explore new markets, new opportunities, new ideas to grow and expand. So this is the moment when you decide, maybe I should offer another service, or maybe I should offer this in a different language, or maybe I should go into a different social media platform, or maybe I should write a book. Like, there's all these different areas, right? That are gonna bring growth and expansion, and it's gonna be an added experience to the product or service that you already created and that is working for you. So a lot of people try to go into the growth and expansion phase when they haven't really established their business. They have gone through the establishment phase or the startup phase, and that's why they feel very frustrated, because they're not getting the results that they want. It's because they're not there yet. So hopefully with this mini training and these explanations that we gave you, it kind of gives you an idea, like, okay, I understand, maybe I'm this stage, maybe I'm that stage, and this is going to really help you narrow down, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't work on this now, maybe I should work on this right now, because this is not going to actually give me any results right now because I'm not in that particular stage. Hope this makes sense. So what stage are you in? Do you think you're in the startup phase? Do you think you're in the establishing phase? Do you think you're in the growth and expansion phase? So if you are in the there you go, the startup phase, then you should really focus on your customers, your offerings, your community, and mindset. And mindset is in a different color because I think you should work on mindset all the time. Doesn't matter what stage you're in. So you're going to see it in every slide, okay? But you really should focus on customer offerings and building that community. That's the stage that you're in. Figure out all those details because that's going to be the base and foundation of your business, okay? Then, if you are in the establishing phase, you should really focus on branding, communications, systems, and again, mindset. So you already know what works. Now it's time to really, up your game with that branding, right? Making sure that it stands out, that people recognize your brand, that they know what you're all about, that your communications are steady, that you are really, developing those relationships day in and day out, and that you have systems that are starting to work really well and making your life easier and easier, automating things, and always working on mindset, okay? And if you are in that growth and expansion phase, then you should really focus on things like leadership, operations, vision, and expansion, and again, always mindset. So vision in terms of where is the business going, what are the new things I'm going to do, leadership, how can you be a better boss, how can you delegate more things, right? These are the things that you should really focus on at that moment in time. So how do you know what you should focus on? So the way we created the quiz, right, and the way that we created that document with the resources, it already has all those categories. It's already divided, and that's done precisely so this can fit in and you can already know, boom, this is what I should work on. So if you took your quiz and you got all your results and you know what you should work on, then answer to yourself, am I in the startup phase? Yes. Well, you should focus on part 1 and 2. Okay, those are the things that you should focus on. So those things where you've got a check mark, right? Those are the things you should focus on first. No one is saying not to pay attention to the rest. You can, but later. Make sure that you figure out and you go through that startup phase and you really figure out those 2 areas and then move on to the next. Okay. If you're in the establishing phase, you have to focus on part 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the quiz. Okay, so this area, it gives you a little bit more to do, but also in the establishing phase is when you're building your team, so you can actually delegate a lot of this stuff. Okay, and then if you're in the growth and expansion phase, then you should focus on the quiz on part 2 and 6. And again, 2 is because 2 is everywhere and it's mindset, and part 6, which is the growth and expansion area. Okay, so this should make it really easy, because if before you had all these different things that you should work on, now you should have those 2, 3 areas where you should really pay attention to and start taking care of those things. Okay, so I hope that this was super helpful for you. It was very helpful for me, and this is something I do over and over again. Every so often, you need to really check out what's going on in the business, get out of it for a little bit, see it from afar, and be like, okay, how are we doing in this? How are we doing in that area? Where should we focus on? Should we hire someone to help us with something, right? And these really always help us get that clarity. So I hope that it does the same for you. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, go ahead, take it. It's really simple, really straightforward. It'll tell you at the end what you should focus on. Then we provide you that awesome list of resources so you know what to do if you have to focus in what area. And then with this training, you should really now know what are your 2, 3 areas max that you should focus on so you can get to work. So I hope that this was helpful to you. If you have any questions at all, just let me know, hit reply in that email, or tell us in the Facebook group. We're here to support you. And yeah, thanks so much for being here and watching with us. Okay, bye guys.